A good evening to you all, and thank you for joining us here on Rwanda Television News tonight. We do hope you had yourselves a great start of the week on Tuesday and a great start of the month ahead. Now here's a sneak peek of our edition tonight. The press secretary for the office of the president, Stephanie Nyombaire, stated that the remarks made by the president of the Democratic Republic of the Congo a week before the 31st commemoration of the genocide against the Tutsi are evidence that genocide denial is deeply rooted in the politics of that country. Trade and Industry Minister Prudence Sebahizi has addressed the lower house of parliament in issues related to the operations and management of cooperatives. On the international scale, on Monday, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced that he had testified in an ongoing investigation into whether his aides received payments from Qatar. Once again, we're glad to have your company tonight, coming to you straight from the heart of Africa, Kigali, and my name is Martina Avera. Let us start off our bulletin by informing you that the press secretary of the office of the president, Stephanie Nyombaire, stated that the remarks made by the president of the Democratic Republic of the Congo a week before the 31st commemoration of the genocide against the Tutsi are evidence that genocide denial is deeply rooted in the politics of that country. Using the platform X, the press secretary for the office of the president of Rwanda, Stephanie Nyombaire, stated that President Tshisekedi and his government have chosen to ally with the genocidal militia group FDLR while engaging in genocide denial and revisionism without forgetting how they loot the country's resources to acquire luxury properties in Belgium. According to her, these actions are meant to divert attention while they continue to deny a section of their own citizens their rights, subjecting them to beatings, killings, and even being burned in the streets of Kinshasa simply because of their ethnicity. This comes after the president of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Felix Tshisekedi, accused Rwanda of committing genocide in Congo, allegedly killing over 10 million people, figures that some research organizations have dismissed as baseless and unacceptable. The World Peace Foundation, in its report dated September 18, 2015, indicated that around 39,000 people were killed in the DRC, according to the mapping report, a number significantly lower than the 6 million claimed by the Congolese government and far from the 10 million figure cited by Cameroonian researcher Charles Onana, which aligns with Tshisekedi's claims. Statistics from the Democratic Republic of the Congo's National Institute of Statistics show that, according to the last population census in 1984, the combined population of the North and South Kivu was just over 4.5 million. Using a reasonable population growth estimate, data indicates that by 2001, the population of both provinces was approximately 7 million. Genocide researcher Tom Ndahiro stated that such rhetoric aims to deny and distort the truth, misleading the international community to obscure the role this country plays in the violence against Congolese citizens who speak Nyarwanda, particularly those of Tutsi ethnicity. Through her X account, the spokesperson for the government of Rwanda, Yolande Makolo, stated, "For all those who have died and continue to die in the DRC, the responsibility lies with the leaders of the DRC first and foremost. These leaders are the cause, and they must not look for the pretexts or problems elsewhere. They are the problem. Any change or solution will also only come from within. The dead, the displaced, and the refugees in their millions can only be blamed on these Congolese leaders who to this day show no effort to address the issues that persist in delusions of grandeur." Trade and Industry Minister Prudence Sebahizi has addressed the lower house of parliament on issues related to the operations and management of cooperatives. This follows nationwide visits by lawmakers to assess citizens' welfare and inspect various development projects. Key issues identified include market access challenges for cooperative products. For instance, in Huye district, the Koamu cooperative, which cultivates maize on 38 hectares spanning Gishamvu, Mukura and Tumba sectors, struggles to secure a market as their contractual buyer only purchases a small portion of their produce, forcing members to find buyers individually. Similarly, Koambu Cooperative in Ruhango district, which grows cassava, faces challenges as the Chinazi cassava plant cannot absorb the entire yield, requiring farmers to seek alternative markets. In Karongi district, cooperatives producing woven bags and artwork lack buyers, while in Ngororero district, a fish farming cooperative also struggles to sell its harvest. Another major issue is poor governance and financial mismanagement in some cooperatives. For example, IAKIB cooperative in Gicumbi district owes its members, Bank of Kigali and Haifa International, over 1.18 billion Rwandan francs with no means to repay. Minister Sebahizi attributed the challenges to limited managerial skills among cooperative leaders, a lack of ownership among members, and cases of dishonest leadership. He outlined planned reforms, including an updated cooperative law that revises leadership selection, term limits, and overall governance. Additionally, cooperatives will be categorized into 3 tiers to facilitate targeted capacity building, and cooperative staff will be required to declare their assets to enhance accountability. Moving ahead, the Chief Justice and President of the High Council of the Judiciary, Honorable Donatil, has presided over the swearing-in of Jean-Baptiste Bandora as the President of the Rusizi High Court Chamber. Bandora replaces Juma Habimana, who was permanently dismissed by the High Council of the Judiciary. Additionally, Honorable Mukanaganzwa administered the oath of office to Eugene Rusanganwa as a judge of the Karongi High Court. In her address, she urged the newly sworn-in judicial officers to restore public confidence in the justice system within their respective jurisdictions. She emphasized the importance of upholding the law and maintaining the highest standards of the integrity to ensure the delivery of fair and effective justice. Rwanda is set to expand its petroleum storage capacity from 66.7 million liters, sufficient for 1 month's supply, to 334 million liters, enough to cover a 3-month period. This plan was discussed in the Parliamentary Committee on Economy and Trade, and lawmakers reviewed tax and levy-related legislative proposals. The proposed law introduces an increase in the levy on gasoline and diesel dedicated to building petroleum reserves, raising it from 32.73 Rwandan francs per liter to 50 Rwandan francs per liter. As a result, fuel prices are expected to rise by 18 Rwandan francs per liter. While some MPs expressed concerns about potential inflationary effects, State Minister for Public Finance Godfrey Kabera reassured them that global petroleum prices are currently decreasing, mitigating the overall impact. Rwanda Revenue Authority Commissioner General Ronald Niwenshiti echoed this sentiment, stating that the downward trend in international fuel prices offers stability. Additional tax reforms include an annual road maintenance levy on vehicles, while charges based on vehicle type small cars will be 50,000 Rwandan francs per year. Buses and similar vehicles will be equating to 100,000 Rwandan francs. Small trucks and semi-trailers will be 120,000 Rwandan francs. Large trailers and heavy trucks will be 150,000 Rwandan francs. These changes aim to enhance fuel security and fund road infrastructure maintenance. The Rwandan Defense Force has reaffirmed cooperation with the East African Standby Force in sharing timely information for early warning regarding epidemics, disasters, and security. This was discussed on this Tuesday when Rwanda hosted a meeting involving representatives from the East African Standby Force member states. Enora Gladys has a detailed report.
Representatives of East African Standby Force are in a 3-day meeting in Kigali where they are discussing how these countries can share information in various sectors such as health, security, and disaster prevention. The participants in the meeting believe that cooperation in sharing timely information related to epidemics, disasters, and security could help prevent such issues. The spokesperson for the Rwanda Defense Forces, Brigadier General Ronald Rwivanga, promised cooperation in sharing information to prevent such issues.
Achieving sustainable peace in the region demands a concerted commitment by all stakeholders, including the local communities where a conflict emanates, who must be empowered to be able to partake in finding a lasting solution to these challenges. Let us work hand in hand, leveraging our diverse expertise and shared experiences to strengthen early warning and early response structures. The Ministry of Defense and the Rwanda Defense Force reaffirm their commitment to regional security and stability through proactive early warning mechanisms.
The head of Peace Operations Department of East African Standby Forces, Brigadier General Domitien Kabisa, highlighted the importance of collaboration among the member states to achieve their objectives.
The enhancement of collaboration between our early warning systems will facilitate the detection of early signs of threats and will also ensure that appropriate responses are undertaken to reduce the potential of these becoming destructive. And as we all are aware, the Eastern Africa region is constantly facing challenges relating to peace and security, particularly the unresolved instability in the Republic of the Sudan, Al-Shabaab terrorist attacks against civilians in the Federal Republic of Somalia. Realizing that ESF region has not been spared from the impact of the complex nature of conflict over the decades, it is imperative to enhance regional collaboration in order to heighten the capacity to predict, forewarn, prevent, resolve, and manage tensions.
The Rwanda Defense Force is actively involved in various early warning systems with ministries and related early warning agencies. The RDF is often called upon by the government to assist in responding to natural disasters like floods, landslides, earthquakes, or volcanic eruptions. In these cases, RDF forces, particularly the military engineers and logistics units, are mobilized to provide humanitarian assistance, search and rescue operations, and logistical support. It is integrated into the disaster response systems once an early warning is issued. RDF has specialized units like Engineering Command who are trained to handle emergency responses to both natural and man-made disasters. These units can quickly be deployed to mitigate the effects of disasters, conduct evacuations, and assist in recovery operations. Enora Gladys, RwandaTV News.
Thank you, Enora Gladys, for that report. Rwanda is set to host over 1,000 global leaders early this month for the Global AI Summit on Africa, a landmark event that will explore how artificial intelligence can drive inclusive economic growth, foster innovation, and enhance the skills of Africa's workforce. The two-day summit, beginning on the 3rd of April, will bring together heads of state, ministers, global tech giants, innovation startups, investors, researchers, academia, and international organizations, all committed to delivering concrete commitments that build Africa's AI capabilities. The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of ICT and Innovation, Yves Iradukunda, highlighted key points to be reiterated during this two-day summit.
It's the first time we host such a conference because of the benefits and investment in AI on the continent, where AI will be key in the growth of the economy on the continent. But this will require the right policies, require having the right talent, but also infrastructure. So the summit is an important convening because we want to make sure that as a continent, we have frameworks that enable joint investments into AI capabilities. And we are leveraging on a young talent on the continent. This is something Rwanda shares with other countries on the continent, where we have talent, young people that are learning different technology skills, digital skills that can enable adopting AI solutions. So it's very important that we will have heads of states, we'll have policymakers, academia, innovators and inventors that are involved in research that can help advance AI. So it's a very important summit. We expect about 1,000 people from all over the world. And today, from April 3rd and April 4th, to discuss in different plenaries and sessions that will unpack and help reimagine how AI is going to help advance the continent. For Rwanda, we've been investing in technology for the last 25 years. And the emphasis has been on building enabling infrastructure, digitizing the different key services for the citizens, but most importantly, building a talent pool of people that can not only utilize technology, but also use technology to innovate different solutions and tools across different sectors. We have priority sectors such as healthcare, agriculture, and finance. And we've already seen progress when it comes to adopting emerging technologies across the board, but most importantly now, leveraging AI to integrate different tools in how we provide services. So for Rwanda, we expect the summit will be an opportunity to attract more investment going into infrastructure, talent development, but also testing different use cases in healthcare, agriculture in particular. We are already discussing with different key partners, global partners that have innovations around AI, which we can test and scale in the country. We have training programs that will help develop talent and skills that are needed in Rwanda. So when you look at institutions like Carnegie Mellon University, the University of Rwanda, the Rwanda Coding Academy, AUKA, Kepler, and others that have been really training young talent, it is an exact opportunity for them to start looking at how can we do more, leveraging the infrastructure investment that have already been done, but also a regulatory and investment environment that enables these innovations to take place.
According to C4IR, by 2030, AI is estimated to add $2.9 trillion to the African economy, emphasizing the opportunities and economic advantages of AI for Africa. Over 100 AI enterprises from 95 various countries are set to attend this summit as well. Carnegie Mellon University Africa branch has unveiled one of the projects it has been researching for the past 4 years, aimed at addressing some of the major challenges affecting society. All the showcased projects are part of a larger initiative called Upanzi Network, which includes innovations designed to improve healthcare services, enable identity storage without the need for physical ID cards, enhance cybersecurity, and advance communication technologies. The cybersecurity project will help individuals take part in protecting their own security in a simple and effective way. Professor and researcher at Carnegie Mellon University Africa, Ndashimye Emmanuel, explains that this project will provide solutions to the challenges facing the Rwandan society, while also empowering citizens with knowledge in technology.
So our project is about an academic SOC and a HoneyNet for threat intelligence. A SOC is a security operations center that serves in monitoring the whole network, and the HoneyNet is a decoy system, smart decoy system that attract hackers so that you can learn threat intelligence from hackers.
The director of Carnegie Mellon University Africa, Conrad Tucker, says that those who conducted this research must understand that this work is just the beginning of providing solutions for Africa and the world at large.
So Africa is going digital, but what are the technology that we need to support that, to make sure that we are helping people and not harming people? Because as we know, technology can do good, but it can do bad. So how do we make sure that the technology does good as much as possible and bad as less as possible? That's the aim of this network of laboratories that are working on digital across the continent. So part of that effort is also to give experience to African leaders. When they hear about a new technology, they want to know what it is about. They want to know how it works. So the Digital Experience Center is a go-to place for people, for leaders who want to see technology working in real life. So this contributes to Rwanda's effort actually to position the country as a technology hub in Africa. We have seen many cases where when people want to see technology, they go to India, they go to Europe, they go to China. So why not a country in Africa where the solutions are developed within the context? The people who are working on the solutions are the sons and the daughters of the countries.
The students who worked on this four-year research project come from 22 countries across Africa. The projects within the Upanzi network are being researched by both current students and alumni. One of the showcase projects has already started to be purchased by some countries that need it for implementation.
Ngiye kubarira rimwe kabiri gatatu itugwamo. So rimwe kabiri gatatu gwamo. One bro.
Mbere kanda akanyenyeri gatatu kane gatanu akanyenyeri kabiri urwego maze nawe ugwemo.
Ndanezero umunezero nsaba umutima ndakora akazi kanjye ndacatinga data ntizishira enda nawe gwamo
wikwisondeka.
Thank you very much for sticking with us on RTV News, and a warm welcome back to the stories making headlines on the global scene. On Monday, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced that he had testified in an ongoing investigation into whether his aides received payments from Qatar. He calls the investigation a witch hunt. However, political tension in Israel is rising, leading to growing anger towards the leader. France 24 with more.
Are now regularly hitting the streets to protest against Benjamin Netanyahu. Already on trial for corruption and already igniting anger over trying to fire Israel's Attorney General and its domestic security chief, the Prime Minister now has another judicial pebble in his shoe. It's being pegged Qatargate. For these Israelis, it's yet another sign of government corruption.
Qatargate is a very big issue. I have no details, but I know it's under investigation. The Prime Minister is very, very under pressure because of this investigation and trying to stop the investigator.
Qatar is a country that supports terrorists. They're supporting Hamas, who's trying to kill and hurt Israeli people. So for us, it's basically our own Prime Minister, people in our own government are are colluding with people that are trying to hurt us.
So what exactly is Israel's Qatar Gate? It's an ongoing investigation to find out if alleged payments were made by Qatar to Netanyahu's aides. On Monday, 2 of them were arrested. And while the Prime Minister himself is not a suspect, he was questioned on Monday as a witness. On his Telegram account, Netanyahu said the probe is purely political, with the goal of keeping him from firing his internal security chief, who runs Shin Bet, the very agency that's conducting the probe.
There is no case. There is absolutely nothing. Just a political witch hunt. Nothing else.
With the firing of Ronan Bar frozen by the Supreme Court, Netanyahu had proposed another candidate, but then retracted it on Tuesday. As for Qatar, it has no official diplomatic ties with Israel, and the gas-rich nation has long hosted leaders of Hamas. It called the Qatar Gate accusations a smear campaign.
Heading over to the USA, while Donald Trump is attempting to crack down on migrants crossing the U.S.'s southern border, some Americans are heading in the opposite direction, setting up new lives in Mexico to escape Trump's America. Many point to increased discrimination, anti-immigrant rhetoric, and the erosion of civil rights under Trump as the factors that drove them to leave. France 24 continues.
In November, with the results of the election, when Trump won, who I don't support, I thought, maybe this is the tipping point. Maybe this is the reason that says, yeah, go ahead and move. I do take personally the comments and the negative and the racist comments from Trump, from the administration, from others, because I'm Latino. Especially when they make comments about immigrants, I think of my parents.
Decided to move here because I didn't agree with the direction that the United States was going into. The United States is not the country that it once was. The American dream no longer exists. And those who are able to elevate and get further in life in the United States are typically people who are, blonde hair, blue-eyed, white Americans, and the rest of us not so much.
So it's a challenge being a black woman here and experiencing not feeling safe in your country. To see the shift of where things are going in America politically and where things are going in Mexico with, Claudia Sheinbaum as the president, and just reading about how she was in physics and all the amazing things she's doing for social programs, social equity, and to see that we're actually going backwards in America. It's just insane.
And in Japan, tourists and locals are flocking to the parks to enjoy Hanami, or cherry blossom season. Known as Sakura in Japanese, the pink and white flowers traditionally symbolize fresh starts and represent the fleeting impermanence of life. France 24 once more.
Every year, it's a wonderful but fleeting sight. For a couple of days now, Tokyo's famous cherry trees have been in full bloom. Symbols of both life and death, the blossom's ephemeral beauty is a reminder of life's impermanence. and tourists come from far and wide to see it.
It's actually beautiful.
Yeah, breathtaking.
Yeah.
It's once in a lifetime kind of thing.
Seeing photos is another thing, but being here, really see the sakura in your eyes, so it's really amazing.
For the Japanese, it's an opportunity to get together with family and have a picnic under the world-famous trees, which normally bloom for about 2 weeks a year.
I always look forward to the blossom. Till now, it was winter and too cold to be sitting outside, picnicking like this.
A promise of fresh starts with the arrival of spring and as the country celebrates the beginning of a new school and business year. An age-old Japanese tradition that many will be back to celebrate this time next year.
And that France 24 story marks the end of our bulletin. Before we close off, let's have a quick recap of our headlines. The press secretary for the Office of the President, Stephanie Nyombaire, stated that the remarks made by the President of the Democratic Republic of the Congo a week before the 31st commemoration of the genocide against the Tutsi are evidence that genocide denial is deeply rooted in the politics of that country. Trade and Industry Minister Prudence Sebahizi has addressed the lower house of parliament on issues related to the operations and management of cooperatives. On the international scale, on Monday, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced that he had testified in an ongoing investigation into whether his aides received payments from Qatar. And on that note, on behalf of the news production team as well as the technical team, thank you for sticking with us on RTV News. My name is Martina Avera, and up until next time, stay safe and have a good night.